Hey up, I'm Guy Kestivan, the Tester Man. It's becoming very obvious that you lot will not let me rest until I've given you my opinion on the new Continental Dubnital. Now, fair enough, I've had it for a couple of months now. First rode it on that solstice ride, done a bunch of other gravel and mixed terrain stuff on it since, so I'm about 200k in. And I could have just stood in the workshop and given you a lowdown, just chatted to you about all the specs on the tyre and performance and stuff like that. But I'm going to twist it a bit on this one, because I think where this tyre gets really interesting is not what it's really, really good at, which is what you'd expect, but how far you can push it out of its comfort zone. Or can you? So that's what the rest of this video mainly explores. So you can have 70 minutes of absolute carnage ending up in a completely chaotic downhill run in the dark with my mates last night, or you can just flick all the way to the end, and I'll try and summarise it simply there. Your choice. But before we go on, big thanks to John at FlexFit by John for the ratings he supplied me with off his very, very scientific testing version of the Chung method. If you know what that is, I'll let him explain it to you. Go check him out on Insta. Really, really good if you want to know about the latest gravel and mountain bike tyres. And a bit of testing by some other folks as well, including the guys at Bicycle Station. So get out there, support independent creators, and together we'll help you decide whether this Conti Dubnital is a tyre for you. Right, lights, camera, action, carnage.
So, as you can see, we're not doing typical XC riding on these Dubnitals, because frankly I've done a bunch of that, and as you'd expect, they're pretty damn good at it. The jury's still out whether you go with the Bill and Ted of tyre testing at Bicycle Station, or you go with the more sciencey methods of FlexFit by John. But they're certainly within spitting distance of the original Race King, if not faster, which makes them one of the fastest XC tyres you can get, and faster than a lot of gravel tyres. And to be fair, in terms of trail feel, they actually feel really good. They've got a nice smoothness to the carcass without feeling too baggy or sketchy at trail pressure. So 18 front, 20 rear I'm running at the moment. And this is the race carcass. But before we go any further, let's just address the fact that yet again, Conti are putting ridiculous pressure recommendations on these on the tyres. So 35 to 50 psi on these on a 2.4, or is it, I'm struggling to even say this, but I'm pretty sure I'm right, 43 to 58 psi in the 2.2, which is just bloody ridiculous. So the fact they're super fast on the road is kind of a given, so we don't need to go into that. Oh, bless him, look, Neil's trying really hard on his big sticky trail tyres to prove they're not that super fast, but they are. So what I'll do tonight is take them beyond their remit, just to see if my prediction that you may as well just stick with Dubnital rather than going to Trinotal and Magnotal is true, or whether I'm talking a lot of horse. So just to be clear, I'm not expecting them to be a better trail tyre than Trinotal or Magnotal, but I'm not expecting them to be significantly worse. Whoop! The overtake was good, the trees not so much. And while the knobs are a little bit tiny, well, the knobs are a little bit smaller and a little bit lower. We're talking like 3mm rather than 3.5. And, oh hello, is it? I don't know. I don't know the line anymore. I'm guessing it's that. Well, it worked. And there you see they're pretty tactile. So in terms of feel on the bike, I'm actually feeling remarkably connected on them. Even on kind of silly trialsy stuff. In terms of off camber, I'd say these are currently feeling better connected. Maybe because the knobs are small enough that they're not just completely flexing out of line like they do on the Trino and Mag when you get them lent. Plus, there's actually more tread on the intermediate area of these tyres, and the tread goes right to the edge and overlaps that rounded carcass. You just have a look at that while everybody catches up. So you can see, and there's not much hope, no, it is a banging line, but you know, there's more intermediate there in the tread, and it's a more kind of consistent tread, plus it's almost centre tread for speed there. Yeah, cheers Andy. Which is why, if you've watched that Magnotal and Trinotal review, you'll know I said I was going to be pretty positive about these. And certainly for fast racy gravel use, they're up there. The only real question is on longevity and puncture proof, because apparently even these race car kits have a reinforced top layer and reinforced sidewalls. But I know the guys from Bicycle Station, howdo! They had numerous issues with these Dubnitals compared to Race Kings, and I already had more punctures than I'd expect on the Trinotal tyres. So maybe we'll find that out tonight. I packed a couple of tubes just in case anyway. So anyway, we continue. And I have to say, you know, feel is good, and because it's got that more tactile feel to it, I don't know, maybe it's just the way the knobs let the tyre move more. I mean, it's really, you know, we're talking proper Princess and the Pea stuff here, but anyway, it just feels like it's more connected, even in this, you know, deliberately hard, fast wearing rapid compound. Actually feels stickier than the grip tyres in the trail treads. It feels like I've got more to work with. I might eat my words at a later date, but you know, basically, whereas Trino and Magnotal, I didn't feel remotely confident riding. This tyre, for a race tyre, I certainly feel more confident than something like POT or Aspen. And there's more driving and braking grip. So again, top marks for XC. For the Dubnital, especially as it only weighs 650 grams. I think it was 647, 654 for these two tyres. So it's proper light as well. That's 100 grams lighter than the Schwalbe light tyres like Rick XC. And that's another thing worth saying from the gravel XC perspective, is it doesn't just feel confident in the carcass, it feels comfortable as well. And as I said in my Trino and Mag review, there doesn't seem to be a huge difference between grip and rapid compounds, and there doesn't seem to be any difference between trail and race carcasses either in terms of weight or toughness. So I just go with race rapid, certainly on this Dubnital, because you're probably choosing it for speed. But you know, then again, you could go for trail and it wouldn't be any heavier. I don't know, I'm a bit confused. There's no real clear difference between them, that's what I am saying. That's one thing I would say. It does tend to squirm sideways quite easily if you get a glancing blow. So obviously it just catches those big fat balloony cheeks rather than any tread. But again, on the plus side, blows up really easy, and it's a proper 2.4, 62mm. It's almost oversized, which again, considering how light it is very impressive. Right, when it comes to absolutely taking the pee with these tyres, it doesn't get much more peak than the old downhill at Guy's Cliff. Yes! Do you know what? It stuck it. It even stuck the infamously greasy off camber. And like I say, it's actually got some decent braking grip as this tyre. And yes, Conti. So yeah, I mean, slow, sketchy, but none more so than I'd expect from trail time. Am I going straight on here?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, big old punk from the back and we're still inflated.
Oh,
Boom.
good work.
Invigorating on that, Rob. Invigorating. On a 650 gram tyre. As a madman's forgotten his bike. Whoa, there we go. That's what I mean. There's some big old cheeks on these tyres. If they're in a jazz band, they'd definitely be playing trombone. Oh, you bugger, Rob. Oh, that's trouble when you're full of Jarman. I'll only go around that, you little chiseler. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Rob has a long history of encouraging me to do stupid things, not least the mega avalanche. In fact, Rob was the last person I nearly saw alive in the mega avalanche, heading into fridge-sized rocks at Chamonix, where I broke several teeth inside a full-face helmet. Yeah, he's a great influence on me. But, you know, I have to say, I'm chatting away here on these tyres like I'm riding a conventional set of trail rubber. Not what, I mean, Race Kings definitely used to be proper terror tyres. I mean, crazy fast, but whew, heart in your mouth. Every corner, every braking situation. These actually feel like a really anchored set of rubber.
Feel good?
Yeah, apart from I went off that bloody lip. Let's see what the traction's like up this notoriously nasty section.
Oh, back into the road.
Yes! Oh, no. Blimey, nearly folded my knee backwards then. But the tyres didn't give up. And because they're so light, they really accelerate well as well. Come on. Yes. Come on. Come on. It's my first time in a while. Forget it. Oh, dabbed right at the very top. What an idiot. But you knew that anyway. Whew. But no, can't fault him for climbing, as you can see. So while you potentially have seen plenty of reviews concentrating on the speed, rolling drag, etc. of this tyre, mainly in a gravel context, I've not seen anything talking about using it as a mountain bike tyre, which is, you know, after all, what it's really designed as. And I have to say, in that context, it's really, really impressed me. A really nice trail feel, and certainly more control and confidence than you'd expect from a tyre that rolls this well. So I'm going to put it right up there with the Schwalbe XC, which is my current benchmark tyre in this category. So all there really is to talk about is longevity. So I'll make sure I keep it on a bike, getting plenty of miles in, and we should know about that pretty quickly. But for now, it's definitely my pick of the 3 new stroke XD stroke trail tyres from Conti. In fact, I really can't see why you'd bother going with Trinotal and Magnotal, although a few people have been in touch saying they work really well in sandy conditions. But I can't see why this wouldn't either. And it definitely whops them in terms of speed, and because it's got more of a consistent connection feel to it on techie terrain as well. Should probably have my light on shortly. Oh dear, it is that time of the year. Lights to the last run down Guy's Cliff. But hey, at least it's still dry. Oh, and that's one thing I can't tell you. I don't know how these tyres, I mean, I never thought I'd say this in the UK, but I don't know how these tyres work in the West. But it's, I mean, both these race and grip compounds are a black chili derivative, and that's always been a pretty reliable compound in the wet. So, and again, because you've got that carcass consistently kind of moulding itself to the terrain, hopefully that will help too. Who knows? Oh. Oh, hey up. Hey up. That's not helping, boys. Hey, that's good. The locals screwed it up. That makes me feel better. No, don't. You made me feel like a hero, Rob. And like I say, you know, I mean, coming down here with a coyote on the front or an aspen would be absolute suicide. But it actually feels, yeah, perfectly controlled. Actually put a decent amount of anchorage in and get it leaned over. Basically, I'm not riding any more defensively than I normally would be down there on the trail tyre. So yeah, thumbs up from the steepest, twistiest bits, the Guy's Cliff. It was worth the gamble so far.
So welcome back to the workshop, those who are enough to have watched that daft adventure with me mates, or to the smart ones who just skip straight ahead. I think we can say that Dubnital definitely performs a lot better in more radical circumstances than you might imagine, considering what is a very, very light, very, very fast, low tread, race-specific tyre. This is actually a huge amount of fun and surprisingly durable, consistent and controlled, even in properly rad conditions. And that's 200k of testing talking now. So with that in mind, maybe those puncture worries are a little misplaced as well. We'll see how that goes. Like I say, I'll stick it on a long-term bike and see how it goes on that. But it's certainly had a battering So, thanks very much for watching this. Let me know in the comments whether you prefer this unorthodox sort of real-life review approach, or rather I just chatted to you in this relative civility, although it needs to tidy up, of the workshop, which is generally how I do my tyre test reviews. But yeah, if you've enjoyed it, subscribe, click for notifications. We're nearly at 40k subscribers now. Come on, get your mates involved. Tell your mates to get on here, get clicking the subscription button and get enjoying what is a huge amount of content now. I've got some more fast tyres coming up from Specialized, both their new Flex Air tyres, which could be very, very promising given the previous generation ones. And we've got some wildcard ones in from Terravale as well. And if I get the Pirellis back off Gabe, we've got the new Pirellis in play too. So that's 3 sets more joining in. But right now, I'd say these Dubnitals are right up there with the Schwalbe XC. Which is a hell of a statement if you know how much I like those tyres and how much I've recommended them to other people. They've just got that ultra fast speed, better weight than most of the tyres in the category, and just a hell of a lot more controlled and less absolute tyre treachery than things like the Aspen and the Peyote. So yeah, big thumbs up from me on the Dubnital, which Continental will probably be pleased about, considering how much I slammed the Magnotal and Trinotal, which star in their own videos, as you might expect. But for now, oh yeah, I keep doing, don't forget the self-promotion thing. If you really like what I'm doing here on the channel, it'd be great if you could sign up on Patreon for a few quid a month, or just give me a Prezi on YouTube. There's some kind of button you can press to do that, sort of buy me a coffee or the equivalent on YouTube. But for now, I've been Guy Kestevan on Guy Kes TV, taking the Continental Dubnital well out of its depth and its racing remit, and coming back not only unscathed, but actually pretty damn impressed. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Cheers!